Hello and welcome to Hank Games Without Hank. My name is John Green. I'm the manager of the Swindon Town Swoodly Poopers. Our star players are John Green and John Green. And today, with the help of referee Scott McBeanie, we're going to be taking on West Ham, the Hammers. This is a big game for us. We are eighth in the Premier League. Who would have imagined at the start of this season that 13 games into the season, or whatever we are, we would still be undefeated? Admittedly, we have 9 draws, but we have not been beaten. It's amazing. We've got John Green and John Green up front. Petnari starting out on the left. Escargot, as usual, is our right back. And our defense is anchored by Boots Wellington and Ginger Rampage, who had a heroic performance last week. Thank you, Ginger Rampage, for your heroic goal. I also want to thank the Swoodly Pooper supporter who wrote a Ginger Rampage song. It goes like this: Ginger Rampage, Ginger Rampage, Ginger Rampage has a soul. Great song. That's exactly the kind of stuff I'm looking for. So, today I'm going to talk about the love song of Ricardo Bunsen. Get it down, ball John Green. You're better than that. He had tons of time. I didn't need to take that header. I should have just... I'm not a calm enough player. So, you may remember in a recent Swoodly Poopers game that Ricardo Bunsen Berna made his traditional second-degree, third-degree Berna. Great save. But then the ball did not go out of play. Ricardo Bunsen Berna turned around as if to grab the ball and then found himself looking into the stands, seemingly unable to move. Now, I didn't know what was happening. Many of you did. And you... Yes! Oh, look at that! Oh, John Green's ball. Another John Green's. They're the best forwards that Swindon Town has ever seen. Wow. Just fantastic stuff from the John Greens. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. Right at the back post. That's great. Great. I love it when two men who love each other work together to score goals. That is what the Swindon Town Swoodly Poopers are all about. Beautiful. And West Ham, wearing the color of surrender, appears to be on the edge of surrendering. Oh, I'm so happy right now. Then terrible pass there from Fahey, not his best work. So anyway, many of you recognized what was happening. I didn't. What was happening is that Ricardo Bunsen Berna, did I mention that it's raining in England? Anyway, it's a surprise. Ricardo Bunsen Berna turned around, and it became impossible for him to pay attention to the ball, because he had one of those moments where you fall all the way in love all at once. And that's what happened. You guys recognize this. I had no idea what was going on until after the game when we were in the locker room, and Ricardo Bunsen Berna was talking animatedly to his best friend, who you'll know, of course, is Merrick. Merrick doesn't speak, and so it was a really interesting conversation. Oh, my gosh! Ball John Green with his second goal, both off of his beautiful, beautiful head. I don't even know what to say. This is a dominating performance from the Swoodly Poopers. I know what you're wondering. Am I still on professional or world class or whatever skill level? Yes, I have not dropped the skill level, I promise. I'm just getting better. It's very exciting. Also, the players are better. Right. So Ricardo Bunsen Berna was in the locker room, stark naked, screaming in Portuguese to Merrick, and Merrick, who wasn't saying anything, but he was, nodding and gesticulating a little bit, and then Ricardo Bunsen Berna, was like pleading, I can hardly talk to the guy, but I came over and I was like, listen, you had a great game. I'm glad that we won, but it's unacceptable for you to stop paying attention to the game. And he just said, Coach, I'm in love. I'm in love with a Swoodly Pooper supporter. She was in the second row. I'm in love. I don't know what to do. And I was like, well, you should probably go out there. And then Merrick started gesticulating wildly in agreement that he needed to go out, into the county ground and see if she was still there. Because if they'd had this moment, maybe she was waiting for him. Well, she wasn't. She wasn't. She'd gone home. And it was, he came back in and he was pretty crestfallen at first. But then we decided to get hardcore, Merrick and I. We did this without talking, but basically, Merrick and I went through the list of to get seats that good at a Swoodly Poopers game. You've got to be look at Leroy Williamson going up the line. Oh, not a great cross. That's not his specialty. He's a center midfielder, so he's not a winger. But anyway, we went through the list of season ticket holders because to get tickets that close to the goal, you need to be a season ticket holder. And we found her. I called her. I said, listen, first off, I can't have you sitting behind Ricardo Bunsen Berna because he's in love with you and you distract him, and that's totally unacceptable. And secondly, my keeper has apparently fallen head over heels in love with you. Now, those of you who know me well will know that I do not believe that love at first sight is a thing. I don't think that it's possible to fall in love in a moment because I don't think that falling in love is an event. I think that it's a process. I think that it's something that happens to you over a period of time. However, during that process, there are events, and sometimes the event begins when you look at someone in a soccer stadium and you see them and you fall instantly in love with them. And certainly, that's what happened with Ricardo Bunsen Berna. Now, do I believe that their love is really love? Well, certainly I don't believe that it was in that initial moment. So anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So we tracked her down. I called her. I was like, listen, you can't. Her name's Susan, by the way. You can't. You can't sit behind the goal because Ricardo Bunsen Berna is in love with you. But this might be relevant to your interests. My goalkeeper, the starting goalkeeper for the Premier League team, the Swindon Town Swoodly Poopers, is in love with you. Quick notes, he speaks mostly Portuguese and his best friend is an elective mute, but really nice guy. And he looks a little bit like a caveman from the back, but from the front he's very handsome. He's a very square jaw, attractive guy, really nice. I mean, just, what I love most about Ricardo Bunsen Berna is that he's just the sweetest man. During last season, which was a really difficult season, it was a difficult season for him personally because he was making the transition from, John Green with a great shot, making the transition from the Brazilian league to the Premier League, which is just a vastly different style of football and, different amounts of pressure, and he didn't speak the language. And anyway, and we were not having a good season, and during that entire time, he was nothing but awesome. He was nothing but supportive, and I've just become a massive fan of his. So anyway, I told her all of this. I told Susan all of this. Nice, a pretty girl, not someone who would necessarily turn a head, and that was part of what the boys were talking about in the locker room afterwards, is that maybe this is real love, since he looked at this girl and he had this massive reaction, even though she's not doesn't look like a supermodel or whatever, standards of beauty might prevail at this historical moment. And but that's typical. To me, that was typical of Ricardo Bunsen Berna. So anyway, long story short, Susan was like, of course I'm delighted, and of course I remember our moment. It was awkward because he stopped playing, and he was staring at me directly in the eyes, and she was like, he's very handsome, and he's got a 5 o'clock shadow, and I've always liked that. It was weird. It was a weird conversation to have with someone about your goalkeeper. So we set them up on a date. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Maybe to your husband. And, that close to a hat trick. All you had to do was put it on net. Oh, Schmergeberg. We haven't had a hat trick in Swindon Town in 3 seasons. I should probably take out the boys. Don't want them to get injured. It is raining. So they went on a date the next night, and I saw Ricardo Bunsen Berna on the practice field on Sunday morning. And I was like, how's your date? And he was so geeked out and not like himself at all, so sweet and nerdy and quiet and didn't want to talk about it. And I was like, well, do you still like her? And he told me that he's seeing that they have dates scheduled for every day this week, which I think is a little too much, but whatever strikes his fancy. So, after today's game, this is an away game. We're playing in London. After today's game, we're going to take the bus back to Swindon, and he's going to go out to dinner tonight with Susan. So I'll let you know how it goes. It's a great story, though, and it's nice to see. I mean, it's just nice to see something good happening to Ricardo because he hasn't had the easiest. Really? He hasn't had the easiest year. But now he's playing for a top team. No other way, no two ways about it, man. We're in the top half of the British Premier League, right? In the English Premier League. Who would have thought it? I mean, just it's so to see the team come together like this after the argument that took place in the Europa League has just been so inspirational. It just reminded me of what football is all about. It really is about teams playing like teams. And yeah, it's been great. And look at that great offside trap by Ginger Rampage and Escargot. Great communication between those guys. I think I'm going to make some substitutions just to look at this point. You got to say we've won the game. I mean, I think I have to leave Ball John Green in because he's got a chance at a hat trick, but I'm going to bring in McGoldrick. Pettinari's pretty tired. How about French? Too many? Lana. And I think that's our three substitutions, so we'll stop there. But anyway, really great. So a wonderful thing happened to Ricardo, Bunsen, Berna. Thank you all for noticing what was going on. I gave me the opportunity to go back into the locker room and be able to make sense of everything. I generally have a pretty blind eye when it comes to relationshipy stuff. Like I never know if someone, like when I was in my single days, I never knew if someone had a crush on me or whatever. I was really bad at figuring that out. And I don't know. I don't want to say not interested, but like it's just always, I don't know, just never the first thing on my mind. I just liked talking to people and hanging out with them. But then, so I would never know if it was like, is this an appropriate time to kiss? I don't know. Oh, McGold relocks. You're better than that, buddy. You should have passed there, probably. Anyway, great performance by the boys. Look at this, 2-0 away to West Ham. We're going to move further up the Barclays Premier League standings. I mean, it's just, what a story. What a story the Swindon Town Swoodly Poopers are looking like they're going to be this year. By the way, let me know what you want me to talk about. If there are any Swoodly Poopers you don't know or don't know as well as you'd like to know, let me know. I'm pretty well acquainted with all the guys at this point, even our new signings this season. Most of them, I have to say, not as interesting as like Merrick or Ball John Green, but nice enough guys. And certainly, this season is full of nothing but good news. Come on. Oh, it's a goal! 3-0 for McGoldrylocks. Congratulations. I still don't have a song from McGoldrylocks. I have a Ginger Rampage song. I have a French Lana song. But McGoldrylocks with a great slide tackle and then a nice move and then finishing. Great job. So if anybody has a song for McGoldrylocks, let me know. And thanks in general for all the support that you show the Swoodly Poopers, not just with your comments and letting me know what to talk about and stuff, but also writing songs, the official Swindon Town Swoodly Pooper song, 0-0 Draw. But really all the Swoodly Pooper songs were written by, oh, what a goal. Full points for that goal, but I don't know why you're celebrating so much when you still lost the game. Scoreboard. What a goal. My God. Nothing in the world that Ricardo Bunsen Berna could do about that. You can't say he's thinking of Susan in that moment. He's thinking of nothing but the Swoodly Poopers. And look, he's ready. He's on his tiptoes, but there's nothing he can do. He's not to blame for that. Nobody to blame. That's just a great goal. Fortunately, it doesn't matter thanks to the hard work of Ball John Green and D. McGoldrylocks. What a fantastic goal here against West Ham. And yeah. So anyway, thanks for all your support, for writing the songs, for coming up with the cheers, and for continuing to believe that this team can be great. Look as our opponents squat in shame and feel proud. Thanks for watching. Best wishes.